Hello, everyone. My name is JD Calderon, and this is Of Mice and
Wolves. Ow! I have an echo. So, this is the comic book show where we workshop issues that our guests might be having in the comic book industry, whether it be something that they're stuck with or a problem that they're having, in their business. We're here to workshop it to help them through it. So, without further ado, let's bring on our guests.
all right, cool.
Well, introduce yourself and tell the good people who you are and what you do, sir.
Hi, I'm Will Allred. I am the writer and creator of Crossover Division, which is actually live on Kickstarter right now with issue number 7.
Hey.
Hello, Kenny.
Hey, what's up? So I'm Kenny Aitken. I am the creator of Apex Cybernetic Samurai Owl, which is almost done, finally, forever. And then Blue Heart Emoji, which is my latest comic book on Kickstarter right now.
Nice. All right, cool.
Hey, I'm Greg Moquin, co-founder of Nova Comics, and I creator of multiple superhero comics and a bunch of other ones, but ink is currently on Kickstarter right
now. All right. Very nice. Very nice.
All right. So the way we usually do this is we start clockwise and work our way around, and that means, Will, do you have a topic or an issue for us to workshop with you, sir?
Yeah, so this is my 10th Kickstarter campaign, and it seems, I don't know, the dead zone this time seems deadier. Is that a word that we can use? Let's go with deadier, okay? And I've introduced, so first let me back up. I know without a doubt that I suck at the whole promotion stuff. So that's the baseline that we're starting from. So luckily I've got Blake Morgan of Blake's Buzz, who's helping me with a lot of promotion stuff. So even with Blake, this dead zone has been, I mean, I went three days without a pledge, right? Which is like, that's when you have that existential, is anybody ever going to pledge again? Or is this the end and I should just stop and curl up and, cry in a corner somewhere kind of periods. But one, is that something that you guys are seeing? And two, I've got some strategies in mind, but what do you think?
Okay. So from here, now we're going to ask Will some clarifying questions to make sure we understand exactly what he's already tried versus what we can offer him. That way we're not giving him, the same stuff he's already been doing. So Kenny, do you have any questions for Will?
So you're promoting on like all your social media and all that stuff, right? Okay.
Yeah, probably not as often as Blake would like me to. The day job cuts into the whole, I want to write comics and make comics thing. But and as far as socials go, just Facebook and Blue Sky. I abandoned Twitter a while ago, and sorry, it's probably more information than you wanted.
to protect your sanity.
Yes. What my fragile sanity.
Greg,
do you have any questions for Will?
No, the social media thing was going to be a thing that I would ask, even though I'm not doing that for myself as well as I normally do, because my job is literally just cutting into it too. So I get that. Newsletter? Do you have a newsletter, Bill?
Yep. The Midnight Hour goes out Monday nights. Now I do it, and then Monday nights, and then I do like on launch day I did a special, and then at the end of the early bird rewards, before those ended, I did a special sending of that. I also have backer kit launch, and I did. Now, this was a screw up on my part. I know this I had backer kit launch, and I didn't warm it up. I should have done that weeks before. I had the pre-launch page, and it was one of those things that was on a list that I didn't look at. So that probably didn't help me. But during the launch, we did it right like a few days before, day of launch, and I'm gonna probably send out another one either tonight or tomorrow night to backer kit launch to hit all those previous campaigns and all those previous backers.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
JD?
Are you doing any other sort of promotion? Like, are you going to shows? Are you maybe hitting up local dealers with anything like flyers or anything like that?
Unfortunately, I'm not doing any cons right now or shows.
Mhm.
And full transparency, I live in Northwest Arkansas. So we're not a large place when you get right down to it.
Well, I think it's a large state, but it's
It's a
a comic
large,
shop.
wide open state.
Right.
Yes.
There it is. It's a lot of, okay, gotcha.
And you can see across from it because it's so flat.
Yeah, no, that Northwest Arkansas, we've got the nice rolling hills. Now,
Yeah.
Oklahoma, yes, totally agree with that.
Okay. I think my only other question that I could think of is so you were saying you had launch and you were using it to blast to the past campaigns. Have you trickled in any of like the updates like for the previous campaigns, just kind of like maybe one here, one there, just so that you're not doing them all at once?
That's something that I've done in the past, but I've not done with this one yet. So that's actually that's something I really should do. So I'm gonna take some more notes here, like I should. But yeah, previous updates. Maybe go back to like, yeah, I got I mean, maybe I could go back to like crossover division number 1, and then a few days later hit 2 and 3 and 4, and space them out like that. That's actually something I should have thought of to do, and it's just completely I've missed this time. But I will put that on the list.
All right. Does anybody else
actually
go ahead?
That brings up a good question. Do you guys prefer, or do we know if backers prefer, just messaging the previous backers via that campaign, or actually doing a full-on campaign update for that campaign? I mean, do you guys have what do you think?
I do both.
Do both? Okay.
I do both.
Just not at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, not at the same time.
Like I'll do one and I'll do the other one like 4 or 5 days later or something like that.
Gotcha.
But if you message them, you got to be cognizant to make sure that it's not just a blanket speech. Make it more personal.
Make them different, each one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But does anybody have any more questions? It seems like we've started into the kind of answer section.
Gotcha. Hey, Katrina.
I think we're good. All right. Well, Greg, do you have any advice for Will or any thoughts?
No, but I never thought of like messaging every single backer from previous campaigns. I just used to do like an update and see if anything happened. So that's cool. No, I don't really have any advice for you. Useless, right?
Seek mental help. That's the advice I normally get. Yeah. So it's okay.
Okay. Kenny, do you have anything?
Question wise, how are we reaching new followers and new people these days? It seems like social media is just kind of dead everywhere. Like as far as like I'm posting on TikTok right now because it's kind of new to me, so I'm picking up a little bit of stuff there. But I mean, as far as Instagram goes, the people that have been interacting with me for years are still interacting with me, but like new people aren't coming along with that. Facebook seems kind of dead. What else am I on? Twitter. I even really use Twitter anymore. It's just kind of, a time sink. And TikTok seems to be the only thing that's actually doing anything. And it's not really a whole lot.
That's fair. Um, will well, I mean, the only advice I can honestly give is, how many creators are you working with to promote with during this campaign? I mean, have you gotten together with anyone who's doing similar books? You're doing, I saw you have Cthulhu in the book. Are you
Mhm.
promoting to groups that are interested in H.P. Lovecraft? And, because I'm a huge H.P. Lovecraft fan. So, are you promoting to those people specifically? Right?
Right.
That was on my list, but I had completely forgotten about it in the midst of panic, I guess. That's something I definitely need to go in. I've got that. I'll do that too. I know.
Yeah. Because that's a huge,
Um,
we know it's a huge crowd.
Mhm.
mhm.
I would also say reach out to other known Cthulhu creators, because there are
Mhm.
a ton out there. I mean, just to name a few. I mean, Travis has his Cthulhu
Travis,
books.
Mike,
Tyler, Mike.
Mhm.
Somebody else. Scott has his Uncle Sam versus Cthulhu. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's
that's right.
live too. So
Yeah.
that would
Mhm.
be one to kind of cross promote with.
Mhm.
Didn't Ben Lacey do a Cthulhu Man? It's kind of like Swamp
Uh,
Thing meets Cthulhu in a way.
I don't know. I'll look that up.
And Tyler does his whole baby Cthulhu thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Mhm.
Mhm.
So I mean,
Well, and
there's several creators that you could reach out to try and swap updates or even email updates. Because
Yeah.
if they're not necessarily doing if they're not doing one of their Cthulhu themed, they probably could, but even like, if they were to say, hey, I'm going to update one of my past campaigns to promote
Right.
one of my current campaigns, that would be a
Yeah.
good way to do it, or to the email list, because they're clearly getting that stuff too.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. One of the things I would advise is I do it typically during my lunch break at work. I'll eat lunch with one hand and scroll through Kickstarter with the other hand, and I'm just seeing what's active, right? Because I only, I use the filter, the only the live campaigns, and I'll see what's active, and then just look for things that might fit in with your crowd. Reach out to those creators and see if you can do some cross promotion, and I think that's probably the best way to try it, to reach more people, because at the moment, everybody's bringing in their own crowd, and it's tough. I mean, especially now with 350 campaigns a day, I see people choking. It's like
Mhm.
I'm watching it. I'm like, oh yeah, that dude's choking, that dude's choking, that dude's choking. And it's like, and it's just October, because
Yeah.
I've seen other ones. There's 200 campaigns, 250 campaigns, and it's like, everybody's doing okay, but this month, okay, and they're big campaigns out there. You got
Oh
Matt
yeah.
Wagner with his. I just saw who else did I see?
The J. Scott Campbell one, I think, is just ended.
Yeah, that's another big one.
Danger Girl. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's several big ones, but a few no. Oh yeah, there was a Bolton one. The guy who did the Killing Joke,
Oh, Brian Bolland.
Brian
Yeah.
Bowen. That's it. Yes,
Mhm.
yeah, he has a campaign up there, and I'm like, scheisse. Like, wait, what chance do the rest of us have? You see, I mean, and it's him doing it. It's not like I think he's working with the company that's doing it, but he's there, and I'm like, shit.
Well, I think too, another thing that you can lean on, not just the Cthulhu stuff, because that's obviously your current issue, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
you have past issues that
Yeah.
you can kind of tout to new backers.
Mhm.
You have vampire themes, you have you have witches, like
Mhm.
you could do the Wizard of Oz witch one in cross promotion with Cat and Phil. They just launched that witch craft anthology.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw Phil went live with that today. I
Yeah,
need to
he's
go
going
back to
live
that.
today, and I'm sure they're probably well on their way. So that's a good one to look into with them. But yeah, I mean, like I said, like it's October. There's a bunch of horror books out there. So
Yeah.
and you have a lot of your stories have a lot of horror-esque stuff to them. Yes, you have some sci-fi too, but I mean, you have the ability to show past images for this series and kind of spread it out to the different genres. You have that ability, whereas other people have pigeonholed themselves into, this is my genre, this is where I'm in, you know.
It's just my ADD showing.
Well, but again, that gives you a few different avenues to say, hey, you know, we're not just Cthulhu, we also have this, you know, kind of help, you know, show a little bit more of the past stuff, you know, and in collaboration with the new stuff.
They're trying to sneak up on you.
That's very October with that nice creaky door, Rob. I'm impressive.
My wife is trying not to be on screen, but she's already crawling on the floor. Just go. The things. Anyway, does anybody else have anything for Will?
No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it sounds like, Will, you need to check off that list that you kind of left lying on the floor.
Yeah,
and add to the list that with the things that we gave.
Yeah.
I've got it right here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it might prove to be a late night or an early morning before work or during a lunch break, like you know, Jake said. I mean, that's unfortunately it's the what we do in the business, right? We're either the after work crowd or the early before work crowd.
Yeah,
so it just gotta fit it in. If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it.
Exactly, absolutely. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So, continuing on the clock, Kenny, you are next, sir.
All right. Well, yeah. So most of mine was kind of similar to his, with the dead ear, dead zone. I kind of really feel like
it sounds like everybody's having a dead ear, dead zone.
The first day, and then like on the last day, like my last two campaigns, and they've been pretty far apart, and I think that might be some of my problem that I'm having is that I'm taking forever to make stuff these days. But my first day is just booming, and then my last day is booming, and then the rest of it's just nothing. And I feel like that's kind of reflected in my social media engagement too, like where I start posting about it, and then I don't know if like Instagram's catching on that I'm like promoting something, and they're like, nope, you're done, and just kind of puts my engagement in the gutter. But yeah, most of my questions were just about how we're reaching reaching new people, getting new people to come on. It feels like a lot of my backers are return backers from other campaigns and stuff like that. And and this is a little bit different than this story is a little different than my other one. So, this might not be everybody's cup of tea. So I'm kind of, getting some of those backers because they're backing my work, but not necessarily, I'm not expecting everybody to go from, hey, this is Apex, super sci-fi, high action to like a more fantasy story. Like I'm not expecting everybody to go to that, So yeah, I'm not really sure what my question is. I guess it's more just how are we just getting more people to come on,
All right. I got a quick one for Kenny. Kenny, coin. There
yes. I'm gonna have to write this real big on here. So, yeah, that one's tough because the prices of everything have gone up so much from that, and I'm trying to find a good manufacturer over here in the States that can do something like that. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg because buying stuff from China has gotten real expensive over the last couple of years.
Unfortunately, though, everybody's getting the material if they're producing it from there and charging even more.
Right. Yeah. So it's really tough to do that. Yeah. So that's a lot of things too. Is like I've pared down a lot of the stuff on my campaigns. It's basically I'm putting more money back into the books. So like if we reach certain stretch goals, we're adding more to the books rather than filling people's packages with bookmarks and just junk that just either gets thrown away or put on a shelf somewhere, because I have piles of stuff that I'm like, I don't want to throw this away, but I don't want to keep it either. It's served its purpose and I don't know what to do with it. It feels kind of rotten, thrown away, especially when it's like my friends who are making stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, these guys worked really hard on this. And I got, a pile of bookmarks that I'll never use,
Yeah. I got a box of, all the tchotchkes that,
right.
Unless it's like, a fridge magnet, that is appropriate for my fridge where the kids can see,
Yeah, coins though is definitely something I'm trying to figure out. I just don't know how we're gonna work that going in the future.
But yeah, I think my advice though is, well, I shouldn't say my advice. My question is, are you right? Obviously, you got a mailing list. You're hitting Facebook. Have you hit a place like Reddit? Right, because that's one of the places where I do hear sometimes people do get movement.
Yeah, Reddit's one thing I've tried to do. I just haven't really got, because it's kind of an interesting. That's a great idea, actually. Donate them to teachers.
Yeah.
I work in a school, so that I'll just take them to school and give them away. Reddit's the thing I haven't figured out yet, because they got like the whole karma system. So you kind of got to build into that that ecos, the ecology of that system, I guess, to really get any traction there. So maybe that's something I should start doing now. Maybe after a while it'll be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, all social media anymore is like you can't just jump in and expect instant results. It's one of those things that you had to be like there and build up over time and be a part of the community and all that.
As it came up, yeah.
I
feel like they have kind of like what do you want to call it? Like an expiration date, right? Like the platforms, like Instagram's kind of dying. It kind of feels like that anyways. Facebook's kind of like dying off. Feels like,
No, it's because the younger kids are on Snapchat and TikTok and other things that us older folk aren't.
That's old people.
Yeah, once Grandma and Grandpa got on Facebook, they said nope.
Yeah.
Right.
Get off my lawn. Sorry.
Will, do you have any questions for Kenny?
Do you from your previous campaigns, when you do fulfillment or whatever, do you ask if they want to be put on your mailing list?
Yes. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, my mailing list is like 450 right now, I think, about. So I get I do it at shows too. So every time I go to a show, every time I make a sale or engage with somebody, I just give them like a free trading card. Say, hey, put your email address in my tablet here, and then I'll compile them all at the end of the month and just throw them on the mailing list when I send a new one out. So
cool.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
Greg, any questions? Any thoughts?
No. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't have any. Reddit is also a thing that I never really tried because of the whole karma system thing they got going on. I tried it like when we first started as a company, and then I just didn't want to focus on that because it's like, oh, this is going to take some time. And I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, so. I think with Reddit, what I would probably suggest is find someone who uses it and then have them do it for you. Bribe them in some way. It's like, I'll give you a free book or, whatever, man. Whatever you got to do to bribe them to, like, give them free PDFs. I guarantee you one of your readers, one of your peers, somebody's on Reddit, and you got to find that one person who's willing to help you out, and just offer and say, listen, I'll give you free PDFs. I'll and just get them to post for you, and here's the other thing. Oh, well, we haven't gotten to that portion yet.
I mean, I don't think anybody else has any more questions.
Oh, okay. So here's the other thing. Daphne and I discuss this all the time. And one of the things that she made a very salient point about is that people really don't want to hear you talk about your books. They want to hear other people talk about your books. Okay? Because if you have your fans talking about your books and saying good things about your books, then they can at least say, okay, because we all know, I mean, I write the greatest mouse adventure that exists in all space and time. Okay? But I'm biased as fuck when it comes out to that. It's just what it is, right? And Kenny, I'm sure in his mind, writes the greatest cybernetic owl book in the known universe, right?
Is it the only one? It might be the only one. Probably not the only one. But.
Well, we could include all owl books, right? So, but yeah, I mean, and I get it, right? But when our fans speak about it, it's different, right? So that's a much more unbiased opinion. You understand? You know that's a person who's bought the book, read it, enjoyed it, and wants to talk about it. And I think that's a problem that I think all of us as creators have, is that not enough of our fans talk about our creations, right? So
I think that's us as a society anymore too. It's like people, like, we could send out the emails to say, hey, will you give us a review, this and that, but people don't want to do that unless they have something to complain about. And then they'll be like, look, I'm gonna give this guy a raise.
I mean, that happens, right? You go to a restaurant, you get a bad burger, you know, you complain about it, but if you get a good one, you walk away satisfied, and that's the way it goes, you know.
right.
And you come back.
Right.
And here's the other thing is, you really should try to just find readers and fans to do these things, not your peers, right? Because I can sit back and say, yo, Kenny, I'll hit you up. I'll do a review for you, right?
Right.
But I'm gonna be, subconsciously, I'm like, yeah, Kenny better do my fucking review in the next few weeks, some bitch, right?
I'm gonna take it down and change it.
Exactly, right? But so that's why I say, try to get it from the fans, because from the fans it's always getting it from a person you don't know.
Right.
Because like, I know you, I buy your stuff, I get your stuff, and I'll be honest with you, well, hook me with them damn coins. I was
what are you doing with them?
I got them on. All right, there's behind me. You see that wooden thing they're on top of them. They're like, it's like displayed on top of them.
I'm gonna do a really cool one for the next Apex book, because the next Apex book's gonna be just one big book. It's gonna be all 3 in 1. I'm doing it all at once.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do something really neat with that one.
Yeah, and listen, and just sell them. You slap $10 on those coins, I'll buy it. Can't speak for anybody else, but
We'll see how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you have extras, man, you could always throw those on as add-ons.
Yeah. But I am a degenerate, so it's a degenerate comic collector. So it's like,
as far as like new, I think one of the best things to do for new readership is to find. So you said that your new book that you have alive now is a fantasy book, correct?
Right. Yeah, it's like a fantasy adventure thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say cross promote, update with any fantasy book that's out there now. Because that's one of the most common ways of opening up to a new audience. If people like your stuff enough, they will gravitate towards it. You know what I mean? Especially if somebody of similar interest is sharing it out to an audience of similar interest. That's most, how people will find other stuff. They're like, oh, well, I like this. He's saying this is cool. I'm going to go check that one out now.
Right.
Right. That's one of the easiest, simplest, most, useful ways to do that with the updates. Then, similar to what I was saying with Will, like if they're not live, do an email update, like just to be able to like say, hey, here's my current email situation, blah, blah, blah. Now, hey, also, if you're interested in fantasy, check this guy out. That kind of, it's the same difference, reaches different audience. Because email doesn't always translate to Kickstarter and vice versa. That I think the people who are on Kickstarter now, a lot of them are, captive audience, if you will, because that's where they're shopping, right? So, like I said, the updates there are good, but then like the email people are like, okay, well, if I see something cool enough, maybe I'll jump into this Kickstarter pool. That's when you bring in even new blood to the system.
Right.
All right, cool. Does anybody else have anything else to add?
For the dead zone, and this could be for anybody who's having the dead zone issue. I don't know if you guys have offered any random mid-campaign freebies or whatever. And I'm not talking like coins like JD and wasting your money. I'm talking like, a cheap print, a 5x7 that'll fit and not jack up your mailing. Because it costs nothing to throw a couple of 5x7 prints in with your comic book. Mm-hmm. So if like you have a middle of the campaign, something like for me, I always put my books launches around like the full moon because I do a full moon giveaway. Or if there's a holiday or something, I'm usually giving something that, if people can back by X date in the middle of the campaign, then they'll get it. You know what I mean? So something that you can promote, something that's not just hey, we're this far in, or hey, we're almost this way to unlock this. No, you're saying, hey, boom, you get this for free if you back by this date. Boom. But also it's got to be cool enough for people to be like, oh yeah, I'd like that.
Right.
But that's something for mid campaign. Other things you could do is that next level cross promotion, and that's if you have other campaigns. This is something you probably should plan more so from the beginning of a launch or before a launch. But you might be able to find an artist who can whip something out real quick to do like a crossover print or something. That way you say, hey, if you back this campaign and my campaign, you get this.
Right.
That's always been a helpful thing, especially introducing it in the middle of a campaign.
Right.
Because then it just injects that extra, interest in, from both sides.
Right.
So Rob, just has a question for you with that, because I've never done that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that helps?
I do actually.
Okay.
I also use like backer kit for Pledge Manager, and I have my audience enter a code that I give the other participant. Like, so let's say like me and Will did one, which we had you did a big group one before.
Yeah.
So I usually, I give them the code to give to their backer only update. They enter that code into my questionnaire during the survey time, and it'll automatically trigger the digital version to go to their downloads. But then it'll also tell me when I'm fulfilling that this print goes in with their rewards. And I mean, I've had over, let's say I've had up to 3 or 4 crossover campaigns at one time. And if each one of them brings in 50 people that I've never had, you know what I mean? Like that's new readership right there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you just did one with Clay, I think, didn't you?
I've done several with Clay. I did with Carmela. I've done with Nightmare Theater with him. I've done with the Blade of Frankenstein or Blazing Blade of Frankenstein. I've done several with Clay. He and I, like for whatever reason, usually are alive, except for this time. Apparently, we kind of missed. I've done several with Cat and Phil. I think my best ever was with their last the Beast and Snow, because the werewolf crossover, obviously, that was a big thing. That was the one where they're chasing the stick together.
I think I remember that one. Yeah.
But I mean, that's what I mean. It's like, you get these cool, they're not covers, but it's an extra cool piece of art, and if you find an artist do it fairly cheaply, you can, like I say, it's worth, bringing in the additional crossover from, the other party or two, because you could also do more than one, depending on how well you work together with the other person, I guess.
True.
And Daphne, I've done them with Daphne before. She's actually drawn them. So and that's even better. If the other person is the artist, and then you're like, okay, well, I'll pay for the fulfillment, the printing, and all that other stuff. That's a great partnership right there, because but yeah, no, it's direct correlation too, because if they're a fan of their art, they're going to come over.
Cool. So I just do them so fast. It's hard.
You're like, I'm already launching tomorrow.
2 weeks. Damn it, 2 weeks.
I have a hard time keeping track of yours, because I'm always like, is that one I already backed, or is that one I didn't back yet?
Right. Or is it the black and white one, or is it the one with color? Right. Yeah.
Fuck it.
I'm all over the place. Yeah.
I literally have to ask him too. I'm like, it's like, which one is this?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just getting crazier. So
well, the fun part is when I go through all my stuff, because I have boxes of his stuff. Like, what order do I read them in when I go back and read them again?
Didn't I send you a card? I should have sent you cards.
Maybe you did. It's probably in there.
Yeah,
It's probably in there.
yeah.
Oh,
they
it's
should
with
be,
all the box of tchotchkes that he threw.
yeah, and they should be the PDFs too. I might start printing them in the damn books. Read them in this order.
Like that was one of my favorite things when they did the crossovers, like in the 90s, like when Marvel or the X-Men or whatever had those. Like you could actually check off which, to make sure you're in line with like, oh, I got to get this one so I don't miss this part of the story.
Yeah.
I think it was Phil, or it was Cat and Phil maybe. They put their newsletter, like a QR code for their newsletter in the back of their books. And I'm like, holy crap, why don't I do that? That is so obvious. Why did I not do that?
Or like, put your .com. That's such an unk thing to do.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I'm not even sure what she's referring to.
Mittens.
But I mean, Kenny, I don't know if we helped.
I mean, we'll see. I like the idea that getting other people to talk about your stuff. I think that's something I'm going to try and see if I can get people to start writing. 5 sentences.
Yeah, if you have a comment like somebody who's backed everything and keeps coming back, they're probably the more prime suspects to ask.
Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think that'd be something good, because I think you're right, because like nobody wants to hear you talk about your own shit. You sound egotistical and you sound like a dick, right? But when somebody else talks about it, I mean, it seems more credible, right?
Yeah. I mean, listen. I mean, DM Ray did a review of the Oswald Chronicles, and I mean, the guy did a great job. I mean, and I really do think it helped the campaign. So, and all props to DM. I owe him. I don't know what I owe him, but I definitely.
It said not your peers, man.
Well, but the thing is, he came to me more like he just like it just came out of the blue. He just asked me for it. You know what I mean? It's not like I went to him and said, "Oh, could you do a review?" He came to me and asked us. I was like, sure."
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea. I'm gonna try that out and see if maybe I can get some people to do some stuff like that. It might be kind of cool.
Yeah. Cool. Greg.
Yeah.
All right, man. You're up, brother.
I am struggling.
You've had a few minutes to mull it over.
Yeah. I don't know if I have such a high goal, or maybe it's not a high goal because it's a trade, so it's 3 issues in one. I don't know if that's $4,500 is high or that's fine for that. It's like 76 pages. So.
I mean,
Okay.
That's decent.
Well,
yeah, okay. Because it's like it's at $1,700 and there's only 16 days left. So I'm just like, what do I do?
Well, here's the thing. Well, I think we're just gonna go straight into answer mode in this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much straightforward. Yeah,
it's pretty straightforward. So, I mean, my only questions to you would be this.
He said, "I got answers, but I'm going to ask you a question first."
well, yeah. Well, because I need information before I can really give a good answer, right? So,
that's what the question section's for.
I know, but these are questions that lead directly to the answers. So my questions.
Oh my god.
My questions are. So we're kind of following the format, and I like driving Rob crazy. So you go to Disney World next week, bro.
Dude, I know. I've already mentally checked out.
There you go. Exactly. So it's like, are you printing in the States or are you printing it in China? Right?
States.
You're printing in the States. Okay. Are you printing POD or are you printing offset? POD. Okay. So you know what it's gonna cost you. I don't know what printing you use. Yeah. So you know what your base price per unit is gonna be, right?
Yep.
I mean, as far as like your goal is, like, I don't think it's a very high goal, right? But it's one of those things like, if you're printing a POD, did you need it to be that high? Right? Because if you're printing offset, that's different because, you got to get a huge lump of cash together to pay off, 500 books at minimum, 1,000 books.
Yep.
Whereas if you're printing POD, you could probably get away with printing 20, right? Depending, I don't know what printer you're using. But you could get away with printing 20 or 50, and it's a fixed price.
Yeah.
Right? Like, per unit how much you're going to get. So, yeah, that would be the as far as that's concerned, those are the considerations I would always take into mind when we're printing it. I mean, unfortunately, the campaign's already running.
Yeah.
Right? That's the unfortunate part. And one of the things I think Kickstarter should allow is an adjustment to their damn goal. They should allow you to knock off 20% at some point. 20, 25%. I mean, think about it. How many people get to that, like, within $200-300 and then
well, I think the point of that is that, like, they want to make sure that people don't, like, just take the money and run, because if they're not getting the money they need and they can't afford to actually produce the thing,
well, they can vet it. They can say, well, you can only use this system if you've already fulfilled 5 or 6 campaigns.
Wow, that's more development time than you think.
I mean, for me, that's only a couple months.
So, what about? I mean, Kickstarter math. The way the Kickstarter, and you guys probably know this. Tyler had, if you're at 25% or above after your first 2 days, you have a really high probability of funding. If you're at this percentage after so many days, I mean, you're already at. Sorry, math is hard.
The math ain't.
You're at 30. You're over 34%, 35%, somewhere in there.
Yeah, something like that. 37.
Okay. Yeah, 37. So yeah, like, math is hard. But
I had to look at the dashboard. So.
That's why we read comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I use words, not numbers. But you're still on target to, you're falling in the probability range.
Yeah.
But that's as much comfort to you as it is to me. It's no comfort until I'm funded. Okay. That's when it's important.
Yeah.
So what's different about the book? Is it, so I mean, it's a collected edition, right? You said 3 issues. What's different about this versus people who already have all 3 single issues?
Really just the stuff at the end of the book. So all the behind the scenes stuff. So there's gonna be like a commentary thing. Me and Dylan talking about that, like the whole series, issue 1 to 3 and stuff like that. There's like just concept art. So, the normal stuff that we do in the back of the book. I was going to remaster issue 1, but I didn't have the money to do that. So, yeah. Because it's only like 11 pages, like the first issue, which is crazy that it's only like 11, 10 pages or whatever it was. And I did make a new script for like the remaster version. I just was like, Adam Fields just didn't have time to do it. So, because he has a life, I guess.
Yeah, Adam is a family man, and he has a job and he travels. Yeah, he's a busy boy.
Well, Rob, you've done a couple of hardcovers now for Nightwolf, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a different kind of campaign than your single issues, right? I mean, it was for me when I did the hardcover for Crossover Division Volume 1. I mean, it was much different just because, I mean, I even put an extra 8-page story in the hardcover.
Yeah, so that's essentially what I put. I had 16 additional story pages added, but what I did was I had 4 other people write 4 pages. So for each, so so they're basically getting, not only was it that I was having them promote to their audience, as well as, that was part of it as well, as to bring in new readership that I didn't already have. Plus it was creating new story content that you could only get in the trade. Plus I had the floppy edition and the hardcover, but the hardcover was that special edition with the die cut. And I've made them like, so, they're connecting covers. All three volumes will be, connecting together when you actually look at them. So there's like a lot of forethought that I put into that. And I think that helped by having it something that it was more of a collector's piece than just a collected edition. Having the back matter and all that stuff, that's definitely a good step forward for sure. It's just one thing that, like, maybe, I don't know if you had like stretch goals in mind, or if you, to kind of have extra story content in there. If you do, it probably wouldn't hurt to promote that now.
Okay. Like there are stretch goals, like hardcover. Like if we hit like 5,000 or whatever it was, then we would unlock the hardcover version, and then
right. But I mean, but that hardcover version might actually help bump you up. Having both at the same time probably would have been ideal. Especially if you're doing the print on demand. Again, what your price is, and so that's something that you might not want to have as an unlockable. You might want to actually give that some blood. Throw it out there as a pocket reward right now. Because then that would, anybody who is getting the soft cover now might be like, "Ooh, it's a hardcover. I like those."
Yeah.
I don't. I hate hardcovers.
But yeah, I mean, that's something that you can think about. But if you did have other story matter that you were planning on putting in, definitely promote that up front. Like I had, where I was like, all right, these are my stretch goals. Author 1 is doing this story, and this is what it's about, and here's some examples of the pages. Author 2, boom, boom, boom. So like, I mean, it got, and I think the last one I had Pat Shand as he was the last to be unlocked for volume 2, and literally was like unlocked right as the campaign was ending. So it was like, I didn't even get a chance to really blow that one up. So maybe start with the bigger names first. But yeah, I mean, those are obviously a little late on the now, but if you do decide to run it out, and if it, by whatever, if it doesn't make it, which we're not saying it won't, because Melissa's made it, and you got plenty of time. And the last couple of days are gonna, I mean, I could even show you the last several campaigns. Like it's like a field goal is what like my days.
Yeah.
And the one good thing you'll find with trades is like they just keep selling. You could just sell them. I print them POD at this point, and I'm just constantly having to go back to press. At this point, I'm like, maybe I should have printed 500 of each because it would have saved me a lot of money. But I have 6 Oswalds, 5 tall tales. That's a lot of storage space. You know what I mean? If I was to print them out, because it's not a thing about the bank account, it's more a thing of like storage, because it's a lot to store.
But they're great, as you said, they sell, and they're great at cons, because eventually if you wean out the floppies, once you run out of those, like these are the profit margins right here. Like,
oh yeah. And especially if you're printing them offset, because then they're coming out of like anywhere from $3 to $4 a book, and you can wheel and deal with those, depending on what you're doing. Obviously, the ones Rob's are doing, he's doing hardcovers and they're oversized, so then we're going to be more expensive. But if you're just doing trades, you can be like, all right, I don't know, if you sell them $20 each, so you take 2 for 20, take 2 for 30 or whatever, right? And people will go for those types of deals easy, especially when you have a good margin on it, There you go.
Well, I am going to be in Baltimore this weekend, so
That dude, get cards with a QR code, or as JD say, get a trading card with a QR code.
Right.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, my thing, I got a binder for independent comic book trading cards. So that's the sort of thing I enjoy collecting. It's just like,
Cool.
Besides coins.
Aside from coins and comics and trades and some toys, like I said, degenerate.
JD's secretly the collector. He's got Howard the Duck hanging out in the room next door.
Yeah, more like Hellboy. I have his head somewhere near the room. I have a bust of. I have like one of his big busts. Yeah. Just stuff you pick up over the years.
I'm sure the cat loves that.
No, the cat's not allowed down here. So cat is not allowed down here. Because at that point, it's just like, well, you break the stuff, you get to go free. In the streets with you. Oh, no. Cat. I like the cat. No, it can't be down here. So, yeah, but Greg, I don't know if that helped at all. So, all right. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. And we will start with all righty. Because we all need a little crossover in our life. All right. All right, so Will, give us a quick rundown.
So the pitch for Crossover Division is that reality is fracturing, our stories are becoming real, and the only people that can save us are an English professor and a research librarian. So at this point, Crossover Division has been really episodic. With this issue and the next issue, we're going to start moving into kind of the overall plot because I'm so smart and not an idiot. I decided to make it a 20-issue series because, wait, I got those backwards, didn't I? Because I'm an idiot and I'm not very smart. So my goal ultimately is that when you read all 20 issues, you'll start seeing the stuff that you need to see, as we build this overall story. We're crossing over with The Call of Cthulhu, by H.P. Lovecraft. Another thing I like to do, because I am I'm not stealing, I'm borrowing from the public domain. I always include an essay about the work that we're crossing over with. Who wrote it, when they wrote it, where you can find it. Project Gutenberg is an amazing resource. It's kind of our cultural heritage, that we have access to all of these works, from time immemorial. But the guys are crossing over with Cthulhu, and they're not having a great time with it in this issue.
All right, cool. I also see you're selling a hardcover. What does that encompass?
Oh, the hardcover is the first 4 issues, Crossover Division numbers 1 through 4. There will be a hardcover after number 8. I'm still trying to figure out when I want to slot that in. If that's going to be before number 9 or at some other point later. But the hardcover is oversized. Grant was not happy with me when I said we were going oversized because there was much relettering that needed to be done. So sorry, Brant, but it looks great.
That's why he's been quiet lately.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, I have such a great team on the book. We have Pablo Martinena does, right now he's kind of doing the odd issues. So I swap between artists so that we can make sure we're trying to keep a more regular schedule. Pablo Martinena is doing this issue, Crossover Division number 7. The previous issue was done by Alice Leclerc. She's a French artist. Pablo's Argentinian. So what we do is we all, we're one big team. We have a great colorist in Ryan Kroboth, who also does Worst in Mayhem with John Eddingfield II. What's the name of their company, Rob?
Keystone.
It's not Keystone. It starts with a P, doesn't it? Did it start with a P?
It has something to do with Pennsylvania, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's something. I can never remember the name of it. Anyway, Ryan, we're terrible. Ryan's an awesome colorist, and then we've got Brant Fowler on as a letterer and designer, and he makes everything look absolutely wonderful. He also does our Kickstarter pages. And then we've got James Powell is an editor who makes me, they all make me look better than I am, which is awesome.
Nice. Very nice. So you say it's 20 issues. What type of frequency of release are you looking at? Or like, what's your average per year?
I would love to do 4 a year. I'm about at 2 a year right now. So we try. Yeah. But this issue, we've got, we're crossing over with Cthulhu. We've got some great variant covers too. Commonwealth, thank you. Commonwealth Comics. Yeah, Worst in Mayhem.
And the Commonwealth comes from Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Exactly. Yeah. As far as our variant covers, we've got if Pablo does the art, he gets the standard cover, and the first variant cover goes to Alice. So Pablo's standard cover is there. The next cover, Alice is the first variant cover, which is the green and white one. I think if you'll scroll down a little bit more. Yep, keep on going.
Keep scrolling.
Scrolling. Yeah. Whoops. Go up a little bit. A little bit more. Whoops. Up. There we go. Yeah, that's Alice's. That's the first variant cover by Alice the Clerk. The next cover is by Rio Burton, and Rio's awesome. She was really fun to work with on this. That's art. Yeah, Rio's amazing. The next one is by Paper Cat, which is maybe veers a little pin-uppy, which, I'm okay with. I hope everybody else is too. And then Federico Sabatini did this one, which is our final variant cover, which I think is just a lot of fun. I really like it. I mean, I love all of them. That's another cool thing about doing, a book on Kickstarter is that, variant covers help sell more copies, right? So not only does it help sell more copies, but I get to work with all these other really awesome artists that, I'm never probably going to work on a 24-page issue, but I get to work on at least a variant cover with them. And that's a blast. I love that.
Too true. Very nice. I mean, it looks awesome.
Thank you.
All right, cool. You got 114 backers. You're what, at 53%? Something like that?
58%, maybe 59. So we're closing in on 60%.
All right, cool. You got another 17 days, so you got to get your hustle on. But I think you're gonna make it. It's a good-looking book. Very nice.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, go buy a book and make it this one.
And maybe 2 or 3.
Or 3 more. I think 3 more. Or 4 more. Rob doesn't have anything running right now, so yeah, 4 more.
All right, some books, and then we got Blue Heart Emoji. So Kenny, what are we looking at?
So this is my fantasy adventure story. I kind of wanted to do something kind of like inspired by like Legend of Zelda or like Final Fantasy kind of. It's about Trodach. He's a frog warrior prince of the Highlands. It's basically Scotland, but it's this floating island in the sky. They trapped an ancient evil there at one point, and it's broken free, and he's on a quest to go find the ancient weapon to save his people. But he fails, so he doesn't get back in time. So, yeah. So
Spoiler alert.
Right. So yeah, it's a pretty big element. His failure and what he's how it affects him, and what he does next, and what where he goes from there afterwards. So there's a lot of really cool elements of like grief and tragedy and kind of like that in there. So it's got a little bit of love story element and saving the princess and all that kind of funky stuff too. So
All right, cool. How many issues do you see the series being?
So right now I'm doing this one, and I got another one halfway written. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go with it. I really want to make a video game. I've been learning Unity, so I really want to make a video game. We'll see how far I get into that and where it goes with this. But for now, it's just this one, and then I'm working on. I have like a lot of stuff ready for the next one too. So
Gotcha.
maybe forever, who knows? You know, it's like not like Apex where I had like a definite like start and finish like planned out right from the start. This one I'm taking a little easier with, a little less rigid on it, and just trying to really just just kind of let it flow out of me a little more instead of being so hardcore about like just trying to get it all done, in certain time frames. So
Gotcha. And this is all this is all of your artwork?
yeah, so Brian's doing the storyboards and layouts for me. So he comes in, I send him a script, and he sends me back just rough layouts of kind of what I've written.
Right.
And I do all the illustration over that. So
Right.
yeah, it's really helpful to me because I, especially now I have a full-time job now too. So it's really helpful to me to just kind of quicken things up a little bit and get things moving. So most of the key art, like these pieces here, I do those all on my own 100%. And then just all the sequential stuff is Brian helping me through it and just kind of guiding my hand a little bit and getting me over the line.
Okay, cool. Now, how when it comes down to that sort of work, do you find yourself do you make technical edits while you're doing the artwork? Like you say, okay, like this might work, and maybe change some of the layouts, or do you like, strictly stick?
Yeah, I mean, I've changed some of them too. I've gone through it. I'm like, I draw the page afterwards, and I go, I don't really like that too much. So change something or add a whole new page in there or whatever. Just kind of as I'm going along. So yeah, or just completely erase panels that I'm like, well, I liked it when I wrote it, but I don't like it now. So get rid of it. Or I think this page right here was one where I just had him coming out of the page. I think he only was coming out of the one panel, and he didn't really have his legs on there. And then I decided later, I think we're going to add his legs on the bottom where he's coming out over the cliffs, which kind of looked kind of cool. So,
all right, cool, very nice. And you're doing the coloring as well?
Yeah, so it's all just like a one-step process. I don't do any coloring. It's kind of like draw it in monochromatic, and then I play with the filters and the colors and the gradient maps and all that stuff. So
yeah, it helps when you know what you're doing. Which apparently
I mean, it feels like an experiment every time I get in there. So,
well, it's working.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, it's working. So it's looking good. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, cool. I mean, what do we got left here? I mean, you met your goal already.
Yeah. So I started low. I wasn't sure. I kind of been playing around with lower amounts because I've gone in higher on some other campaigns and lower on other ones, and I just kind of want to see if this like trips the algorithm up a little bit to kind of get things moving.
Right.
Seems about the same as before, so I should do pretty good on this one though, I think, and I'm going to keep it up. Experiment with keeping the what is it, the extra time afterwards? What are they calling that?
The
late pledges.
Late report.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep those open for a little bit and see how that does. Cause I did I think I did like 2 or 3 days on my last campaign. I don't think that was long enough to really see how it works. So I think I'm going to keep it open for a week or two, maybe longer, and see how that goes. So.
All right, cool. Very nice. I mean, you got 45 backers. You already met your goal. You got another 6 days. It's a great looking book. Again, another one, another keeper. So go buy it.
I think late pledges might also have a bearing on what's going on with the dead zone. Because if people are like, if I don't actually have a deadline, then why should I back this now?
I do. Yes, I do the art.
Mm-hmm.
And the writing. Yeah, the art and the writing. All the character designs, everything is all mine.
Do you print it yourself too? I mean, I just have to.
No, I don't. I do have a guy here that does actually print my books for me locally, so it's actually really nice to be able to go down and pick up proofs and look at things and test paper and do that kind of thing. So the only thing I don't print here is like if I do perfect bound, then I have to order them from wherever I can get them. But
you said Legend of Zelda, so I backed.
Yeah. There you go. Gotcha.
Yeah.
There you go.
He hit the button.
You hit the button. That's it. I mean, listen. I mean, we're all about ink and paper, right? And some people just about the ink. There you go. Right there's the answer.
Oh, boo.
Listen, that's an easy one. Greg, what are we looking at, man?
Tattoo artist is burdened a destiny to be gatekeeper of the realm. So yeah, that's that. What is that? So basically, he has a nightmare of some stranger branding him with this key tattoo. He's given 3 days to get to some unknown location to him to train and become gatekeeper, which he then gains powers from the key, and his tattoos give him other powers. So it's like Green Lantern meets Iron Fist, all that kind of crazy shit. And he fights a cult. So yeah.
Cool. Now, in this, is this the entire story? Is this a portion of it? How many
This
issues?
is the first plot arc of many. So
Okay, and this is how many issues you got in here?
3.
3 issues. Okay. And you said this is the first arc of many. So how many more are we looking at? Like, or how many issues are we looking at as far as?
Well, the next plot arc is another 3 issues. So there's at least 6 in total, but there's way more than that.
Gotcha. All right. I mean, very nice, very nice. I mean, so your artist, where did you find your artist?
Facebook. He Adam. He, after trying to look for somebody. So when I first started my company, I was trying to do it, without having to pay. And I was like, that's not how you do it. So then I started looking around. And then he was just starting, and Ink 1 was like one of the first comics he ever did. And then he just improved since then. So that's why the art looks amazing.
Yeah. That looks really good. All right, cool. You're obviously the writer on and the creator.
Yeah, the writer. Yep.
So obviously you went through a process. Like, what was a portion of your project? Like, what inspired you to write this story?
My tattoo artist.
Okay.
It's literally based off of him if he had superpowers.
Nice.
It's his likeness, and I was like, hey, care if I use your face and shit? And he's like, sure, go ahead. I love it.
Nice. That's funny.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. All right, nice. I mean, listen, good stuff. And I mean, all right, I just saw. And the trade you said is 76 pages?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Did you put in any back matter in there?
Yeah. So in the 76 pages, there's like the concept art and a bunch of other stuff that's we have. Like we use this thing called floor plan creator. It could be like 3D and stuff, and we go like deep into world building at every time. So we actually the co-founder that I work with, my business partner, he actually goes really deep into it. So we're editing the script, and we actually create certain buildings, and he makes things that you don't see in the comic. Like he made bathrooms in the warehouse that no one will see. But yeah, we're going to talk about that stuff and the commentary and all that other stuff. So, yeah.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, sometimes you're going to create stuff that nobody's going to see.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just part of the world building. Now, are you developing a role-playing game to go with it or something like that to go with the world building?
A couple years ago, we were going to create a video game. My friend was using Unity, and it was based off of all of our comics. And then he got super stressed out. And I was like, well, don't kill yourself over making my video game. So we put that on the shelf, and I might just end up doing it at some point. So,
gotcha. All right, cool. Listen, it looks really, really sharp. It's a nice looking book. You got 16 days. You're 1,700. You still got to get your hustle on, but I know you got that hustle in you. So you just got to keep working at it. So everybody, again, another solid book. Go buy. Very nice. All right, cool. All right. So, Rob, we got 20 minutes.
We do.
We got 20 minutes, man. You know what that means, right?
No.
I get to ask a question. That's what that means.
Oh, we're going to the other format now.
I get to ask, you know.
All right, ask your questions.
All right. You know, it's funny. I didn't even prepare for this, but it's a good thing I got a long list of questions from.
I was gonna say you have them for the other show.
Yeah, no, I have. Yeah, shit, man. I write them out. It's funny. I tend to write them out the day before, and I usually write out 6 or 7 of them, and I typically use 1 or 2.
That's
So
better than me. Whenever you ask me to be a co-host, I think the first time I had like a list, and then anything else has been like on the fly since.
Right. Yeah, sometimes just like that. So, all right. Now here's an easy one. Look, we're all working, right? We're all doing stuff, right? What's the big major task you're looking to get done before the end of the year? Right? Like, what's that big thing you're trying to really achieve before the end of 2025, before we get into the new year? You know, let's start with Rob.
That one big thing. Oh man, I have a bunch of big things. Okay. So, David Byrne and I have been trying to put together a Snowpaw Jezame crossover. We've both been kind of bad at actually getting to it, but we had talked about launching in January, so probably having a script would be a good part.
There might be something to get on.
Yeah, so that's my big one.
All right, cool. Will.
Well, it's funny Rob mentioned a crossover. Kevin Joseph and I are doing a Tart crossover division crossover where Tina Valentino, she's about 13 or 14 pages done with inks. We probably won't launch this year, but I'm hoping that she has the art finished by this year. That's kind of, I think, that'll be really cool. Ryan's coloring it, and then the letterer on Tart, and I can never remember his name. God, I suck, Rob. I suck.
That's all right. I don't remember him either. Or is it even a him? I don't even know.
Yeah, it is to him. But it's, man, Tina's art is just beautiful. I mean, okay, nothing against you, Kenny, because you can draw, so you suck right now. But there are no better emails than art emails. I freaking love art emails. They're awesome.
What's even better is when you have a Trello board and it just shows up.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, I guess I'm hoping to get the art done for that before the end of the year.
All right, cool. Kenny.
Oh man. Well, it's already October. Yeah. I got about 75 pages of Apex to color because I want to get that launched. The last volume of that launched early next year. So cool. I got to get that done. I got a few more pages of Blue Heart emoji I want to get finished that need to get finished by the end of the year so I can send that to print first thing in the beginning of the year. And then, yeah, that's about it. I mean, that's probably all I don't even think I have time for all that. So we'll see where I get. So
fair enough. Greg?
Finish my kitchen because it's kind of under construction. Kind of need a kitchen. And then get the art finished with for Fireproof 1, which used to be Seer Chronicles 3, but we rebranded it after it kind of like failed earlier this year. And actually finally send out Mittens 3 Kickstarter rewards.
Nice.
Now that I have those. So. Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to try to get 3 to 4 more campaigns in this year.
I can see it.
And he will do it too. He can do it. He's done it.
I get anxiety just hearing about that. Okay.
Here's the JD's got so much art in the hopper that like he could just launch and launch and launch and launch, and he doesn't even advertise it. He just puts it out there, and he's like, okay, one email to my list, and I'm done.
Something like that. I mean, I'm fulfilling 2 campaigns right now, and the only thing that's slowing me up is, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but I miscounted and I ordered the wrong amount of books, so I have to order more books. So, yeah, I know.
That's clown shoes in there, man.
I know that's you know what it is, doing the multiple covers throws me off. It's just like, especially when you have like, I got 6 covers, 4 of them got 3 of each or 2 of each. Some of them got 2, some of them got 3. And then I have the various campaigns. So I'm selling issue 1, issue 2, and then all the various covers. And it's just like, yeah.
That sounds like math, man.
It's spreadsheet. And it's funny, I work with spreadsheets all day. And it's like,
He was looking at the wrong spreadsheets.
Yeah, I definitely was, man. And also the other thing is drop pledges throws me off too.
Oh, I know. Those are the worst.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But that's why the pledge manager for Mark is actually better, because they can bring them back.
What?
Pledge manager actually, so they may drop in Kickstarter, but Backer Kit Pledge Manager actually will keep emailing them until they actually update their credit card information and pay for their backed pledges.
That is one thing I do like about that. I'm not using Backer Kit this time. I'm going to try the Kickstarter version or whatever it is. See how that goes. I've never used it before, so.
Yeah. So Matt Ass says, can you get 3 or 4 more this year? But should you get 3 or 4? And the answer is yes. The answer is definitely yes.
That's because he has issues.
I have issues. Yes, I have lots of issues. Yeah. But no, it's
some of them are near mint.
Yes. I got a few. I definitely got a few 9.8s. Yeah. All right. So look, I got another question for you guys. Who is your favorite indie cover artist? Right? Who's your favorite indie cover artist that you're not working with?
Oh, that I'm not working with.
Right. So basically, who is it that you're looking to maybe, get in there, get into the family? Who's your favorite indie comic artist? All right. Well, we asked Rob already, so I won't put him on the spot. Will, you're up. You're next.
Well, I was gonna say Tula Lote, but I can't because of the next issue. So, wink, wink. That's yeah. Oh man. There's so many great indie cover artists out there right now. I mean, all the way from the, of course, the more pinup, all the way to the fantasy, just lush. Pat Shand has just such an uncanny ability to find such amazing cover artists. And I don't know the name, and I should, but his cover art, I think his main cover artist for Wild Wisps,
yeah, I looked up.
is really amazing. I think that's someone I may have to pursue in the future.
Yeah, because he's live with issue 6 right now, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Does he even?
He just works.
The creative team. All right. All right. So it's Pat. I don't even know how to pronounce the dude's name. Nabatis Zitro.
Okay. That's someone I'm going to look up.
So how do you spell that?
I'll throw it in the chat, man.
There you go.
My dyslexic ass is not trying that. There, you can figure it out.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
There you go.
Cool. I'll go check out the campaign too.
All right. Cool. Kenny, what are your thoughts?
Man, that costs money.
Yes.
He's like, I'm just gonna do it myself. Forget
Yeah,
you.
I mean, that's where I'm at. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting to the point now where I'm just like, unless I really want to work with somebody, I just do it myself now because not saying I'm like the best or the greatest, but I mean sometimes this guy makes $0 an hour, so that's that's where we go there. So I don't know, Don Agilo, I think is how you say his name. I just actually hung out with him at a con a couple weeks ago. He's a really cool dude. I'd work with him if I could get him to do something. I always love working with Kit Wallace. He's done some covers for Apex, so I always gonna have him do stuff for me when I can. Another guy actually recently had do a cover for the next Apex volume. Is the volume 2, the collected edition. Fishley did a wraparound cover for me.
People. Yep.
Yeah, I had him do a really cool wraparound cover. He's like, hey man, I want to do something. I'm like, all right, I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna let you do it. He was really excited. He was really excited to do that one. So that's basically it. Yeah, Don's a pretty cool dude. I don't know how to. I could post his name in the chat here. This spot right. Yeah, that's about it, I think.
All right, cool. Greg, what are your thoughts?
Like Chris Mad would be kind of cool.
Yeah, he's a good dude and he does great stuff, but you got to keep on him sometimes.
Yeah.
Chris Mad. I don't think I know him.
No.
He has a very long beard and he's got like white beard strips coming down. Cool. Matter of fact, he was with me in Connecticut. He and I were like back to back together.
Gotcha. Okay. I have to look him up.
Yeah,
All right, Rob.
For me, well, I can't say Chris Mad because I am working with him for issue 11.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Check that one off the list. Right now on my short list that I have been eyeing up for Nightwolf, probably 12. I would love to get Mike Chrome. He works with Polito, which probably means I won't get him because last time I asked him, he was super busy.
Mm-hmm.
But I am kind of on the short list for Drax Gal. He's one of Mendoza's regulars. So he actually he and I have been talking for a while. He's just right now a little bit over the budget. But I did want to have him for issue 12. So
Gotcha. All right, cool. Someone I've been stalking for a little bit is Giancarlo Burnell.
okay. Oh yeah, he's good. He's good. Yeah. And he's quite affordable actually, considering.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, all right, just got to get him in there at some point. So
yeah, he did a werewolf drawing for one of his upcoming things that hasn't even launched yet, I think. And he did it like a couple years ago, and I saw it and I was like, okay, he's got to have it. So he did a cover for I think it was issue 9. He did for me.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Nice. Yeah.
His Crescent City monster art is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that stuff is gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's one of those things where it's like I gotta, because with Oswald, I do okay with the variants on the other books, but on Oswald I only get one, so I have to be very picky.
I think you would do well for either Dreamweavers or your other book that you do with
Magi's Grace.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that because he does good monsters and boom, right there, man.
Yeah.
But plus, I think he would do well with your Dreamweaver characters too.
Probably, yeah.
So you don't have to be too picky there. You got campaigns. You got campaigns and companions.
Yeah, I know. Don't remind me. Jesus. Yeah. All right. Well, gentlemen, we made it to the hour and a half. This was awesome. Thank you guys for showing up. I hope we helped. This show is a little bit all over the place, but I think we did all right. Let's start with Will. Where can we find you and your work, sir?
You can find me at Allred on Blue Sky. That's at WALLRED. Will Allred. I'm so imaginative. Anyway, you can find Crossover Division at crossoverdivsion.com. And you can find Crossover Division number 7 live on Kickstarter right now. If you want to get to it, you can go to crossoverdivsion.com/Kickstarter or crossoverdivsion.com/KS.
All right, cool. Kenny, where can they find you and your work, sir?
I'm on everything as Kenny Aitken or Moonfire Lab. Some of them I'm on there as both. Yeah, my Kickstarter's running right now. I got 6 days left before it goes into late pledges. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
All right, cool. Greg?
Everywhere for Sierra Nova Comics, SierraNovaComics.com. And we're live on Kickstarter for Ink.
All right, cool. Rob?
You can find me at most social media platforms at Lone Wolf Comics, but I'm predominantly on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I refuse to say X, so I still say Twitter. And you can find me at Rob Multari on the same 3, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. LoneWolfComics.com is my website, and you can go there and find out all about my books. And also there's a online store there. You can get the back issues and other stuff. Yeah.
All right, cool. And I'm JD Calderon. You can find me on the OswaldChronicles.com, TallTalesOnline.com, DreamWeaverPress.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those different places. Just about every Sunday night. My other show, every other Tuesday night with Rob. Our schedule is kind of screwed. I don't know how we're going to work that out, but we'll work it out.
Yeah, this week's this month is kind of messed up, but hey,
we'll figure out something.
Vacations and such.
Exactly. Yeah, listen, they're necessary. You got to do it. Right. So, but please check out the show notes. All right. In the show notes are the links to all of these campaigns. All right. So please click on those links, buy these books. These are all awesome creators. All of them are doing great work. So go check them out and buy books. And here's the other thing. Don't just buy the books, because that's great, but suggest the books to your fellow fans, to your fellow, all of us knows other creators, all of us know other fans that enjoy this work. So please suggest these books to them and encourage them to buy these books. And just remember, everybody, read more indie comics, especially ours. Thank you and have a good night.